What's going on YouTube? It's your pal, My Hero Goob. Hey, I've got a special video for you today, as I'd like to shout out UVS Games for allowing me to reveal these cards. And then special shout out to Matlock for providing me with these cards, because if there's one thing that I've learned UVS players like when it comes to their decks, is they like to make them the ultimate shiny cards. So today's video is going to be a reveal of the alt arts for the Attack on Titan Origin of Power secret rares. So the first secret rare alt art that we're looking at is Survey Corps Teamwork. It is a charged weapon, 5 mid for 5. That says blitz your next 2 attacks this turn, get +1 speed, +2 damage. For each of those attacks, you may change its zone after you play it, and it is an air attuned card. So this is going to be doing the new air hijinks of a lot of the cards clear themselves, or they have ways to make it to where you're not pushing harder difficulty with your progression, especially things like Sniper Shot, and with Pony still being in the meta right now, you're gonna have a lot of cards and a lot of characters that have the air symbol that are gonna be able to kick their own cards out and make it to where when they play something like this, the most that they're going to be playing it on is maybe like, the 5 minimum, and anything after that, it's just a +1 difficulty. They're not going to play anything on like a 7 or higher. They're just going to be swinging as many attacks as they can at you and just try and clear as many of them as they can out. Our next card is what I'm calling the Godzilla Special. This is Colossal Detonation. It's a ranged Titan as an 8 mid for 10 that says blitz, commit to your character. When this attack resolves, destroy all foundations in all stages. So if you're Godzilla or dream to be a Godzilla, you can sell out for the board wipe and just starting the game over again. Turn 2, it's going to be a little rough because you have to hard check a 6. If you're playing this as your first attack, you have to hard check a 6, and then even at that, I'd have to double check on the rules, and maybe you can tell me down in the comment section. But because the blitz has a requirement that says commit your character, I don't think you can have 5 foundations plus your character if you check a 6, because the requirement is you have to commit your character. So you had better check like a god if you're going to sell out for this for turn 2. Otherwise, you're going to be building out your own stuff. It is kind of a shame that if you think of it defensively, we're going to be losing things like Chivalrous Competitor come rotation, so you're not really going to have a way to kind of save your own foundations. Otherwise, things like Enormous Axe you'll still have. There's a new common, I believe, that's going to come out that's basically Enormous Axe. But this is a very interesting card, right? It's how bad are you willing to sell out to just start the game over? It is on Chaos, so I mean, it's thematically appropriate to have a card that just does a complete board wipe to be on that Chaos symbol. Next is going to be Irwin's Final Charge. Its Breaker 1 charge weapon is a 5 mid for 5 that says blitz. Sacrifice any number of foundations. This attack gets +1 damage for each foundation you sacrifice this way. If you sacrifice 5 or more foundations this way, this attack gets +5 speed. So I don't think this is going to be an attack that you'll see as like a lead off, because you're not going to blow up the board to start off with, right? This is going to be your, I'm going to guarantee the kill shot, right? And with it being on death, the death mill shenanigans are still a thing. So death has a lot of ways to, like, hey, this got it in my discard pile, I'm gonna pick this up. Or like when you transform into, say, like the Aaron from the previous set, you flip over, you get to take a couple attacks out of your discard pile. So I don't really think that this one is going to be, like I said, something that you're going to open with the death attuned symbol. I think this is going to be your confirmed kill shot, just in case, like, oh man, I'm short like 1 damage here. Well, let me blow up my own board and see if I look at them in the eye and say bet. If they go, okay, cool, we can just move on to the next game. Next up is going to be defeating the Colossal Titan. This is a powerful 3 charge Fury weapon. Fire attuned 6 high for 6. Blitz, lose X health. This attack gets plus X speed. X cannot be greater than 5. And then if this attack gets plus 4 damage if you have less than half your health, or maximum health, excuse me. So on Fire, I don't really off the top of my head know a lot of characters that are really low health to start off with, but I feel like if you have this in your deck and you have like a 28 to 35 health character, this card says you have to face tank a couple turns, because I think you're wanting to build out and do like a transform or something, and then just start swinging for the fences, right? Because at least with this, right, this is at the cost of your health. It's not a cost of like foundations. It's not a cost of, you need to destroy something, right, or spend a momentum. This just says I'm just gonna cut my own health and just make it a stupid 11 high for 10 as it starts before I do any of my other enhances or anything like that. By the way, it's got powerful 3 on it, so certainly characters of Fire are going to be like smiling down upon the fact that they can lead off, which is something so fast that it's just almost impossible to block. Next is going to be probably my favorite card that I've been given as a reveal, just because of the art itself, and like if you think of the manga and where this takes place, his blitzes on his card make a lot of sense. But this is the Beast Titan's Rock Barrage. Range Titan. It's a 3 mid for 5 to start. It's got 3 blitzes on it. First blitz says build a non-unique backup from your discard pile. If you have 2 or more backups in your stage, your rival commits 2 foundations. If you have 4 or more backups in your stage, you commit a rival foundation, and it's on life. It's an interesting card. If you think of it fanatically, this makes sense, because if you think of the manga, when you get to this part of the manga, he's surrounded by like the cart titan and then like all the smaller titans that he's kind of have protecting him. So it's very cool that they kind of theme this card appropriate. As far as characters are going to utilize it, I mean, obviously the new Beast Titan is definitely going to utilize it. I believe the Annie from the previous Attack on Titan set is one that's really big on backups, so I mean this does definitely go well in her decks. And I mean it's with it being life, it's fun life shenanigans, right? Like I don't think anybody that's running life is really going to care if this attack lands, because the life symbol just says I survive as long as I need to, right? Like you don't dictate how much damage I take. I the one that dictates that, right? So, but it's still like very, very, very well done. The theme of it just fits really well, especially with the blitzes. So this card, very, very, very well done. Then you have Levi's Rampage. This one is chef's kiss. It's an echo attack with Fury weapon. Starts as a 5 mid for 4. The static on this says this card does not flip due to its echo ability. If this is the 4th or greater time this attack has been played this turn, remove it after it resolves. And then Blitz, this attack gets plus 3 damage if it's attacking a backup. So I don't think the Blitz really matters in this situation, because I don't really see a lot of people that are using it to attack backups. But the fact that if you've got the momentum, and then the fact that you're playing on order, your momentum shenanigans say, I'm going to play this card over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? I'm sure that was too many overs, because it says you can only do it 4 times. Well, it does say 4th or greater. I mean, that's interesting, right? Like, how much momentum are you willing to burn, right? But it's kind of cool for the fact that it just doesn't flip on its own. You can literally just spam it over and over again and just either bait out the mid blocks or bait out the partial blocks. And like I said, with it being on order, all the shenanigans that order does to begin with, like this card is going to be very great. And then lastly, you have the Titan Injection. It's a foundation as a 4 difficulty, 2 mid block. That says you may only have 1 copy of this card in your deck. Makes sense. It's got the infinity symbol. It says respond outwit. Remove spend 1 momentum. Before the damage step of your rival's attack, reduce its damage to your current health -1. Minimum of 1. So it's very interesting to see if this card is definitely the card that says you have to pay attention to your math, and you really have to be focused and honed in on am I willing to take an unblocked attack and just make it just stupid weak? Because right now they're in the realm of just attack on Titan, right? There's a lot of cards that can easily get over 15 damage. Like Smiling Titan does that on their own, right? Like they're sending stupid fast, stupid high damage attacks at you, where this says I'm actually your 17 health attack. I've oddly got 16 health left. I'm only going to take 1 and then just tell them to bet. But the fact that you can only do that once, I'm really cool. Or the fact that you can only have 1 copy of it, I'm really cool with. Because with it being the infinity symbol, I feel like with the meta and where we're at today, this card is definitely going to be something that I feel will definitely be in a lot of people's decks. And if it's not in their deck, it's definitely in their sideboard for something like Smiling Titan, or somebody that's just sending like ridiculously high damage. Like I used all my combined fire powers. Which at that point, there's a couple ways out for that. Like if you're on symbol for referee jury, you could have that as a backup as well. But I think for those that are off symbol of something like a referee jury without the benefit of drawing a card, I think this is something that even with a 4 difficulty, right? I feel like this is something that you're really going to see a lot of in certain decks, right? Or at least a lot of sideboards against characters like Smiling Titan or anybody with the combined firepower symbol on their face. Well, thank you so much again for watching today's video. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what of the secret rares that you really liked it from this reveal, and let me know what's going to be going in your decks. And once again, shout out to UVS Games and Matlock for sending me these secret rare alt arts to reveal to you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and a comment. Be sure to subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.